Hello everybody, welcome back to another pick a card reading. I'm Carissa and this is Cosmic Connections. Today I am recording this reading in the middle of the night, actually going into the May 2023 Lunar Eclipse in Scorpio that we just had. I wanted to fully embrace the magic and the power of the moon and the planetary alignments, as there has been a lot of tremendous cosmic storms leading up to these moments that we are in right now. I will be releasing this most likely after the eclipse, but I wanted to leave this reading open to any divine messages, inspirations, or guidance that your light team may want to communicate to you before we step through this portal and into the new version of ourselves and the new realities that we will encompass. So I am kind of leaving this reading open to your light team, to whatever they want to convey to you, whether that be messages of encouragement, inspiration, light, hope, happiness, messages about what is to come, just kind of any last minute messages, channelings, or wisdoms or guidance that they want you to know before we really all step into this next role that we will be in for quite some time. This next chapter that's going to be really exciting and fulfilling for all of us. So now I'm going to get into the card selection as well as the crystal selection. The first card we have is Fire, Tribal Fire, and Earth for group 1. And we have Green Adventuring, for group number 2. We also have, again, if I can pick it up. Okay, really. Fire again, Tribal Fire, and Moon. And Citrine for your crystal. And last we have, for group number 3, Water, Lake, and Star, as well as the Crystal Garnet. So you can feel free to take some time to look at the crystals, look at the cards, look at the timestamps. I'm leaving it just to the energy of the cards and the crystals and the timestamps today. I'm not going to do fortunes or charms or anything else like that, because that's just what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy in these cards themselves, so there will be even more in the readings, and I'm kind of just ready to jump into this and see what last minute guidance and inspiration that your light team has for you before we step through this portal, this lunar eclipse, and into the next phase of our lives. So you will see me in your reading. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to Cosmic Connections. This is a place for intuitives, dreamers, and sensitive souls to awaken and develop their own inner knowings. Here, you will find love-based tarot readings, fun magic and manifestational tips, high vibrational meditations, and all things astrology. I'm looking to grow a beautiful community of like-minded and talented souls. If you feel called to do so, please like, comment, and/or subscribe so we can continue to call in this soul family based on love. I'm Carissa, and welcome to Cosmic Connections. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading regarding some messages, last minute messages that are coming through from your light team before and after, during the process of stepping into this lunar eclipse portal. That is kind of a big deal. There's been a lot of planetary alignments and changes within the solar system and the universe itself, the galaxies, leading up to this time right now. So we're kind of just going to be diving into anything that comes through from your light team. I've connected already before starting this, and I did want to say that the first thing that I felt was like a bubbling up, like I believe with group number 1, the last reading I did, I felt like a hot air balloon as I was like tuning into the energy, the feeling of like lifting off the ground as if you were in a hot air balloon. And this time it feels like that, but like even more supercharged, like it's bubbling up. And then I saw a volcano kind of like erupt, and then it felt like really, really fast paced moving energy, and all very flow like and positive. And your card is fire, tribal fire, so 2 fire elements, and then earth. And this kind of just makes me actually, after I saw the volcano, it kind of seemed to fit, and it seems like it does kind of make me think of a volcano and feel like the energy of a volcano. So I don't know, we'll see how that relates, but I do feel like a fast, energetic, fire-like, I heard popping energy, so we will see what comes through. But as I was getting ready to do your reading, something fell on this deck, so I think that we're going to start, and then I kind of saw this deck in my mind, so we are going to start with this deck. This is actually the original Rider-Waite Tarot, one of the first decks that I think it was the first tarot deck I ever got. So I haven't used this one in a reading yet on here, but we're going to use it because I do definitely feel called to it. And when this was the deck I used to learn, just so you know, I did learn tarot on this, so I wrote keywords, so that's why they're written on there within the cards. So we are gonna just kind of get some general, messages from your light team to just start off. They wanted this deck, so we'll see what comes through. I think we're gonna do 3 or 4. Okay, that's good. I heard that's good. Okay, so first we have Seven of Pentacles. And the keywords that I'm seeing are patience, uncertainty. Now we have Ten of Wands reversed. Okay. And the Magician reversed. Okay, so I heard flip them. Okay. As in the reversed ones. So is this? Yes, okay, so this is right. All right. So okay, so I can see that your guides, your light team, want to recognize all of your efforts and love and work, quote unquote. I don't love to use the word work, but work that has been put into something. And you at times I really don't like to get into the past, and I don't like to get into negativity in my readings, because I want this to be a place where you can come and feel better when you leave. So I'm just gonna touch base quickly on this, but your guides are just saying that you may have felt like you wanted to quit or give up on something, whatever. This is a general reading, so we just kind of tapped into it. I'm not gonna get specific exactly on what it is, nor maybe could I, but right from the beginning. But it's been quite a process, and you may have felt like you were carrying, like I heard, the weight of the world on your shoulders. But that's all I'm going to say about that. What I'm seeing here with this Magician card is that you took all of this. It may have not been easy in each moment, but you took it in enough stride that you were able to basically alchemize it or use it to your advantage and turn it into something. I actually think that I am speaking in past term, but this card feels like more like the future. So I think that you are stepping into the power of your own magic, as in leaving behind like negative beliefs, negative patterns of thinking, negative ways of being, ways that make things more difficult and hard and stressful for you. You kind of learned a new way to go about doing something. So it's not like you're giving up on something, you're just going to try it in a different way. And it's going to be so much more successful. This Magician card makes me feel like, with these two cards next to each other, that you, because of all that you endured here, you're going to be so successful. Because you didn't let it beat you down, and you actually learned from it, and this is what I'm trying to say, is you took everything here with these 10 of Wands, you took everything here with you to get to this point. And you turned it like, this is a burden carrying all these wands, but you kind of like, through the process of walking and traveling in your journey to get to the Magician, which is where you're going, you turned like all of this burden into a magic wand here that you can use to your advantage. So that's kind of just where I want to leave the tarot cards. I would like to draw some oracle and see, we've established kind of what has happened, where you're going, but what exactly your light team is wanting to say to you about it. I'm feeling called to use an angel deck that I have and a unicorn deck that I have. So I'm going to start with the angel deck, and it is actually, it's a deck that has 72 angels, and there's one side that describes the angel and the angelic light side attributes, and then there is the other side that describes the they call them human distortions, so like negative attributes, I guess you could say. So I don't usually use this deck a lot, but I just feel like, for whatever reason, it's wanting to be used. And both sides have writing, so I can't really not see, but it's not like keep, yes. This one, yes. Keep up. Okay, I keep hearing yes, so. Okay, we have, so I kind of just want to read what is faced up first and then see how the energy feels of it. Human distortions. I'm going to just read a little bit of this. Negative, harmful transformations and mutations, manipulations, excess or lack of exchanges, fear of change, prejudice, tendency to mix things up, misuse of science, lack of light, heaviness, absence of joy, isolation. And this is the IEL, I believe I'm saying that right, 67 IEL. So the light attributes are sublimation, science of mixtures and exchanges, I've never even heard that word before. Transubstantiation, I didn't say that right, but changing one substance into another, transformation, mutation, metamorphosis, understands universal. Okay, so I'm already getting this, so we're gonna start with this before I even touch base on this one. So what I see is that your light team is coming through a lot clearer now that we've pulled these cards. They really, really, really want you to understand that your past is the past. And yes, like, it may have been difficult, and I understand being not stuck in the past, but I understand wanting to continue to tell that story, to justify it, to feel better. But they're saying that you either have the option going into and coming out of this lunar eclipse, you have the option to be the magician, to turn yourself into the magician. Or you have the option to continue to carry these 10 of Wands. And what this card is saying is negative, harmful transformations and mutations. Or the light side, changing one substance into another, transformation, mutation, metamorphosis, metamorphosis. So you have the option to have negative, harmful transformations and mutations by carrying this 10 of Wands and not putting down the things that you need to put down and the stories of the past that you need to leave behind and let go and put down, literally put down. Or you have the option to alchemize it to this word, transubstantiation, that's what it is. Changing one substance into another. So you have the option to do that, to change this into the magician, to metamorphosize, to mutate into something magical and beautiful. So I think what they really are saying and wanting you to know is that right now it's a pivotal time for you to decide, are you going to follow the 10 of Wands of darkness, quote unquote, or are you going to step into this portal, step through this portal, step into the light, transmute and alchemize your past into a beautiful, magical future that entails you being the magician, the creator, the manifester of your own life. And I understand, because my guides have guided me in the past to this exact same message as well. So no judgment, but it is your decision, and that's what they're trying to say, is that it's like that decision between your mind, your ego, and your heart, your soul. It is your decision, because we have free will. So they just want you to know that the universe isn't, you're not waiting to see how things are going to happen. You don't have to wait to respond. You don't have to wait to react to whatever happens in your world. They're asking you to alchemize your mind and respond with love instead of react. To respond as the magician instead of react as the 10 of Wands. To let go of the wands that are bearing too much weight that you don't need to carry anymore, and to hold up this light of this magic wand that you're gonna alchemize your wands into your 10 of Wands into the magical one magician wand here, if that makes sense. Okay, so your second card is, okay, I've never said this one or read it, so never pulled this one, so we're gonna read it together for the first time. Chavakaya, I hope that's right. So this one was pulled with the light side up. Reconciliation, harmonious family relationships, trust, family help and support, aware of the sacredness of family bonds, ability to bring out ancestral wisdom, brings people closer, humanities and social sciences, loves peace, mediator, peacemaker, loyalty, inheritance. I feel we don't have to read the back of this, because this is the part that was meant. I already understand this. So reconciliation with your soul is like everything we were talking about. So if you do decide to go the route of following your heart and your soul and the light, This is going to create a lot of harmony within your personal relationships, your platonic relationships, your work relationships, really in all of your communications and your beings out in the world. It's just going to create a lot of harmony and abundance and stability if you choose to go this route. And that's something that they really want you to know, is that all you have to do is make the decision to let go and put down all of those wands, those things that you know aren't serving you or helping you anymore, working for you, and step into your magic and your light. And I heard, don't be afraid and don't be scared. So somebody needed to hear that. It's not that scary. It's more scary in your head than, this is coming really random, so somebody needs to hear this, but it's not that scary to step into yourself. I used to think it was really, really scary. And I always wanted to put off being who I wanted to be until I was in this place, or I was at this state, or I knew this, or had this, or achieved this, or whatever. And then it got to a point where I kind of just had to, I just wanted to do it, and I just did it because of reasons, but then it wasn't really even that scary. It was way more scarier in my mind. So for whoever needed to know that, you can do it, and it's not going to be that scary. It's probably going to be a little bit more fun and exhilarating than you think. I'm not getting any specifics on whatever this is, so this is very, very, very broad. Apparently it's usually a little bit more specific, but take it how it vibes. Okay, so I'm feeling called to pull 2 of these cards from my Unicorn Oracle deck. If any more come out, then they do, but I'm seeing and feeling 2 so far. Heard yes. Okay. I'm just gonna put these here so that we can kind of just keep these ones we're looking at in the middle. So first we have patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play whilst you wait. Okay, so that is 1. And beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. Nice. Okay, so maybe this just got a little bit more specific, possibly for some people. Just gonna adjust this real quick. Okay, so I have been drawn back to your original card of the fire, tribal fire, earth, and how much of a volcanic, fast-moving energy I felt in the beginning. And I'm thinking maybe that tied into maybe when you were in the energy of the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, if you're coming out of that or were just going through that, maybe you kind of can get quick and tempered, heated like a volcano. And maybe one or both of these, that you're wanting results very fast, like a fast-moving volcano. I keep seeing the shooting, the part where it's very first coming out and shooting out with probably the most compression and force, or whatever, however it works. But because you have fire and tribal fire, so there's just a lot of obviously fire energy here. And then your patience card came in, and then I am somebody who, I understand if this is true, this energy of the fire and wanting things to move fast. I understand how annoying it is to be told by your guides to have patience. It's annoying, but they say it for a reason. And a lot of times this just doesn't mean stop. or actually pause. It just means like just pace yourself and slow down. And I think I heard mentally. So I think that this isn't like I think this is about mental expectation, to just pace yourself because you're wanting results fast, and I get that. But it's annoying to hear it. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it is annoying to hear it until you get it, until you see the results of it. The forcing and the constant stressing over something, wanting something to happen, it does make it like take longer. And I didn't believe that for a while, or I didn't not believe it, but I didn't I guess I didn't give myself in the past the chance until I did to pace myself and to slow down and to slow that mental, like, if you want to go as far as to say monkey mind, if that's the extent it gets to. I don't think for everybody it's that far, but I'm trying to cover as much ground as I can here because this is a collective reading. But yeah, I think that you're just being guided. Your light team is just saying like to just pace yourself. You don't have to stop or pause. Just pace that mental dialogue, pace that mental, the thing you usually jump to and go to. Patience card says, pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. So I don't want to get like fully into this, but I've been kind of having like, I guess you could say, downloads or understandings about divine timing, and I'm still working it out, but I would like to make a video eventually about it once I fully come to my understanding of it. And I know that will always be developing over time, but I feel like it's prevalent to say it in this portion. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. We're talking about the fire energy. We're talking about wanting to move fast and being frustrated when it isn't going how you want it or isn't moving at all. Divine timing, I'm kind of, and I might change my mind on this, but this is just right now. Maybe you just need to hear this, whether it is something I continue to adapt to, carry with me as a belief or not, or if I change it and adapt it through time. I'm going to just say what I've come to understand about divine timing. Divine timing is believed to be kind of like something where the planets all line up or a certain specific time occurs in your life, and that's when something happens. And I do believe that is half of it, but I also believe that another half of it is that we create divine timing. And it's going to relate a lot to what we were talking about with the mental patience and slowing down and quieting and calming your mind. Because I believe that once we do that and we let go, these 10 of Wands, we let go and put down the extra burdens and wands that we don't need to carry anymore, whether that be physical, whether that be things, responsibilities in our life, whether that be mental processes, whether that be the way we thought processes, the way we speak to ourselves, whatever it is that we need to put down at this point in our lives and leave. In, the last chapter that we're stepping out of, when we do that creates the divine timing, because that creates the opening and it energetically opens enough space and allows enough space for what we're really wanting, what we've been working towards to come through and come into our experience, into our 3D reality. I hope that makes sense. So I think like divine timing is real, and sometimes it does line up with all the planets, because it sure is for me right now with all of the planetary, stuff going on. But at the same time, I chose to really dedicate to a lot of things, a lot of clearing out, healing, a lot of that. And then things started to kind of like come into place and work their way, and it's just growing and growing. So from there, it's like you kind of create your own divine timing once you find that mental clarity and dedication to being happy, feeling good, doing the things you love, just tuning into who you are and your soul. So that covers the patience card. That was kind of a lot, and I didn't expect to get into like my take on divine timing quite yet, but that's just a little snippet of it. So let's move on to the beloved card. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. So I always, when some things go the romantic route, I always want to leave it open to any kind of relationship, whether that be romantic, platonic, friendship, relationship with your child, or, nieces, nephews, grandparents, and anybody, parents, whatever, any kind of relationships. So, but I also do feel like maybe there are a good chunk of people, a good portion of people that are here in this reading now that this does pertain to romantic love. So take it for however it applies to you, whether it be romantic love or just connections in general, relationship and connections in general. All of this reading is pointing towards the idea that yes, you are going to step into this role of the magician. You're going to make the decision to step into the light, to step through this portal, and you will, when you do make that decision, you will, with grace and with patience, with time, you'll do this. It takes time. This is not something that happens overnight. You use the patience to alchemize, and you will be so loved unconditionally. You will be loved by yourself as well as others. And that's what your light team is telling you. Your light team is saying, like, these three, being beloved, having unconditional, harmonious, mutually beneficial relationships in all aspects of your life, career, family, romantic, friendships, all aspects of your life. All of this is going to be possible for you, but they are telling you that, like, because of your past, because of being human, really, it is your decision. So you can choose to carry these wands still, or you can choose to put them down and turn it all, create, alchemize and create a magic wand that you carry that's just one wand, and it makes life easier, and it draws and attracts all the things that you want, all the people, all the relationships, anything that you could dream of, it will attract to you, but it is all within the power of your mind. And that's what they want you to know, is that it's all within the power of your mind. So your life lies in the hands of your mind, and if that makes sense, what you experience lies in and depends on your own mind and what you think and choose to think about and believe. And they just really, really, really keep wanting me to say that it's your decision. But they have faith in you, and they know that you will make the best decision for yourself. But they just want you to know that, like, it isn't fated for you to fail or succeed. It is, we have free will, and it is your decision. You might have a fated destiny, sure, but it is your decision to follow through with it, because you can decide not to. That is something that is very true and possible. Once we get here, we can decide to follow through with our life path and what we came here to do, or we can choose, we just want to go a different route, and there's nothing wrong with either. But they're just saying that the decision is yours to either stick with negativity or step through this portal into the light. So this really feels complete. Your guides are, your light team is nodding up and down their head like, yes, this is set and this is what they wanted to say. So it feels very complete, and they are now waving goodbye. So that is what I have for you. Thank you very much for being here for another reading. This one is very interesting, and it felt a lot more personal from your guides, from your light team. It felt, it did feel like guidance, and it felt like something that would really, something you needed to hear, and something that would inspire you and help you kind of figure things out within your mind. So I intend that that is the case. If you would like to join the soul family, I'm just looking to create a beautiful community of people that are kind and generous and dreamers and soul searchers, and in tune with just living the life that makes them the happiest. So if you'd like to join the community and be a part of this, I will be here continuing these readings, and I will be here for you to deliver inspiring, positive messages from your light team that will just help you to along your path to get you towards where you want to be and towards your greatest good. So thank you for being here. I am Carissa, and this is Cosmic Connections. Thank you very much. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading regarding any messages coming through before, during, and after we step through this May 2023 Lunar Eclipse Portal. There is a lot going on cosmically. There's a lot of changes, a lot of planets shifting, and it is a really imperative and crucial time right now. So I thought we would do this reading and just see whatever like messages are coming through from your light team, guidance, wisdom, inspiration, encouragement, confirmation, anything that they want to tell you as you step through this portal and into the next phase of your life, stepping into the new version, next reality you're going to experience, new version of yourself. Just any last messages really that are coming through that they think are going to help you or encourage you or inspire you, bring you happiness or joy. So I did want to say to start off, as I was just tuning into the energy, your energy, and connecting with your light team, I got a couple visuals, a couple feelings that came through. They weren't as clear as they normally are, or I guess I should say, not that they weren't clear, but they weren't as focused on one thing. So as to say, like with group number 1, I was feeling very fast energy, and I was feeling and seeing like a volcano shooting, like the image of when the lava is shooting out of a volcano right when it's erupting. But with your energy, I was feeling, I saw like a rope, like a tight rope. I kept seeing it like extending forward, but I also felt like I was in a wave pool and like floaty, like a calm wave pool. Like, I don't know, like I was seeing a wave pool, but it kind of felt like more like an ocean. So it felt like water vibes, but also balance, like a tight rope, like strategic, walking forward, moving forward, going on. And I guess it's interesting seeing that because with the moon, the moon is obviously related to emotions and feelings, and so that would explain maybe the floatingness, the water wave pool feeling, and so we'll see. I guess we'll see. I just wanted to mention that to see if that ties into your reading at all, because usually when I am tapping into the energy of your light team before I start your reading, I do kind of get a feeling and I'll either hear something or see something or feel something. So I just mention it. But to start, I think I'd like to pull some I think I'm going to start with this dragon. Oracle, I did start with tarot with group number 1, which I didn't intend to do. So I don't necessarily feel called to just start with tarot here. I'm feeling the dragon energy. We have the fire and the tribal fire. And then we have this blue, like the moon, the blue darkness, the water. Blue indicates like water, emotion, feelings. So let's see. Messages from your light team. Yes. Yes. One more I heard. Yes. Okay. Okay, we have King Arthur. A lot of red fire energy there. Goes really well with the card that you chose. Universe. And bliss. So already, I mean, these cards are showing a lot of root, sacral, and solar plexus energy and ignition. So that's something to note. A lot of similar color schemes here, even with the blues here, and tying into this one with the universe. So I can see already that, just as a side note or a beginning note maybe, your guides are letting you know that you are going to be stepping into your personal power, is what I just heard. As you step into and through this eclipse gateway or portal. I think that you will be taming your inner, I guess you could even say dragon, quote unquote. You'll be taming your inner fire, your inner beast, your inner shadow, your triggers, and kind of alchemizing that or transmuting it into your personal power. Okay, so I'm starting to kind of feel more about the energy where like you're coming from, or actually maybe more, you might not even be fully aware yet of maybe the depths and the power of your own energy, but your guides are coming, your light team and your guides are coming through to maybe express that now, that you are a very old soul. I know group 1 had fire and tribal fire in their reading as well, but I'm getting an even stronger like native and tribal energy, like a very old soul that you've lived hundreds of thousands of lives kind of deal. And so with the King Arthur card, you may be somebody that already is or is very interested and open to being, believing in magic, believing in mystical beings and fantasy, other realms and dimensions, things like that, to just kind of tap into that, or touch on that. But like the idea of King Arthur believing in mystical beings and spirits and portrayals through fantasy and fairy tale and other mysticisms. So I believe that your guides are trying to express to you how far back your soul's existence goes. And when I said that, I looked to this galaxy or cosmos or group of stars. And it's I think what's coming through here is that you are such an old soul, you're an element, as in you are the element of fire, you are the element of being a star, of water, of earth. You have a very old soul, and maybe you already know this, but I think that when you step through this portal, as the lunar eclipse occurs, and after, as we continue to travel through the portal, I think that you're going to be discovering how much how old your soul is and how wise you really are, and learning to trust that that was never wrong or false. You were just being led by people that were not in tune with their soul, and that's as far as I'm going to touch on that, but because this is a positive reading. But your guides just want you to know, if you needed the confirmation, or you were questioning or on the fence about wondering if you've had past lives, or if you already know you have, but just how old your soul was, they want you to know that you basically are such an old soul that you stand the times of the universe. I heard you are so old that you were the beginning creation of the universe. You are the element of fire, you are the element of the stardust that makes up the stars and the cosmos itself. You are the element of earth, water, air. So they're just they're wanting you to feel calm and peace and reassurance in knowing this. I don't want to say this, but I heard you're not crazy. To just know, maybe some of you are feeling you're out there, just really different than other people, but they just want you to know that that is a good thing. And yes, you are the universe. That is very much said a lot in today's world, but you are the universe because you date back to the beginning. Your soul dates back to the beginning of the universe. You make up the universe. So this is a little bit of a deeper and heavier reading than number one. Not that that wasn't heavy, it's just a little bit more, I guess, to this one. So your guides are also wanting you to know that, kind of similar to group number one with the King Arthur card, it is your decision to tap back into this, because you've lived so many lifetimes and you have so much mysticism and magic and wisdom within you, but it is your decision to tap into this and to believe this, or to just live a normal in a loving way, 3D life. So it is your decision. You have free will, and there's nothing wrong with either decision that you make. You don't have to hold yourself to any contracts, karmic contracts, or whatever you believe, deals that you had set up before you entered Earth. You don't have to hold yourself to that, but they just want you to know that you hold all of this magic and wisdom. So if you want to tap into it, they are very, very much encouraging of that and shaking their heads up and down yes, very fastly they want you to, but they respect your free will. And this bliss card here is just confirmation that if you were to tap into it, if you ever were like wondering what would make me happy, what would really make my soul sing, quote unquote, or what would really bring me joy in life, what would make it to where I'm not constantly seeking an outside source or seeking something else, looking for something to look forward to in life, it would be this tapping into your inner magic and your belief in magic, your belief in fantasy and mysticism and in other worlds and other, just your childlike wonder would bring you a lot of bliss, whether you do anything with it, make a career of it, or share it with other people, or make a hobby of it. It doesn't matter. If you just keep it to yourself, it would bring you a lot of bliss and happiness. And they wanted that card to come up so that you just know that it wouldn't lead you anywhere negative or sad or bad. It would only lead to happiness. So now I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to just pull like 3 or 4 cards, see what other messages come through. I'm not going to really give this a specific topic. It's really just what your light team wants you to know or wants to say. Okay, I'm just going to keep that because we already saw it, but you have the Lovers, which is beautiful. Yes. I heard one more. Whoa, that kind of jumped. That was weird. Yes. Yes, okay. So we obviously have the Lovers, and I'll show you it up close. And we have, so this was technically, I just pulled that word, well, yeah. So we have the Lovers, and I'll show you that up close. We also have Justice reversed. And I will decide if we're going to keep that reversed in a minute. And we have Queen of Swords. Okay, I heard flip it for Justice because it's the one I was looking at. So it makes sense because the Lover's card, a lot of people like think it is about meeting your soulmate or your twin flame, which it can be, but a lot of times, most times it is actually, and most times when I pull it for myself, it is actually about coming into union with your soul. So this is a little bit of a big statement to make, but I don't want to not speak because this was all about messages coming through. So you're beyond your light team, but your soul is coming through right now to ask you to come into union with it. Because it holds all of the happiness that you're looking for, that you've been seeking. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but you've been just, I'm hearing holding yourself back or putting it off, putting yourself back, I heard. Whatever that means. So if that applies to some of you, if that doesn't apply, just, you know, this is a collective reading. Some people needed to hear that. But the Lover's card is here because your soul is coming through to ask you to step into this. Because your guides understand that you have free will. So they're not going to tell you what to do or necessarily ask you to do something, but your soul is now stepping in to say, hey, and encourage you to trust this King Arthur, this universe card, to trust the depths of your soul, and trust that, yes, like, you've lived other lives. Your wisdom is from somewhere other than just this life. It is from more than just your conscious thinking mind. Your soul is asking you to trust that, stepping through this portal, to just trust it, to trust that it's there. And when you do this, you will, I heard, balance the scales with this Justice card of your mind, with this Queen of Swords. You'll create like a balance in your emotions, in your thinking mind, in your actions, that puts you in the position of being stable, the Queen, abundant. Precise, I heard. Action-oriented, I heard. But divinely inspired. This union, this stepping into believing in the unknown, really is what your soul is asking you to do, to step into believing into the unknown. You can't explain, looking here at these cards, you can't explain dragons to the typical person. You can't say dragons were or are real. But if you think about it, if you're here at this channel, like, you probably believe in the idea of different dimensions and different realities and different realms. So you could believe in dragons. You could know that they, could pop in and out of dimensions and realities and worlds, and you could see a dragon someday if you believed enough. Or you could just know that they are out there in another dimension. So it's kind of like the mysticism, the fantasy, the magic that your soul is, I heard, craving, seeking, wanting you to experience. So I didn't expect any souls to be coming through. It was really supposed to just be your light team. But, that's pretty prevalent. I would take note of that. I wouldn't write that off very easily. This is what your soul is wanting. You do have free will, but ending with this Queen of Swords, I am going to pull one more card, I feel, but ending the tarot with this Queen of Swords, with the Lovers, reuniting with your soul, creating that justice, that mental, physical, emotional, psychological justice, is going to put you in the state of the Queen of Swords, where you've mastered, with compassion and stride and stability, your doubts, your fears, your misconceptions of who you are and what you bring to this world. So I'm gonna pull one more card from Hearing the Fairy Oracle. Just, I feel like there's one more thing that maybe your guides want to say. But I think your soul has stepped down and is done for the moment. But that was interesting. Okay, I see and then heard this one, so. Da-da-da. Light. The Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Okay, so whether you already believe in everything we were talking about, like the different dimensions, realms, beings, fantasy, creatures, whatever, all of that. It's just kind of a lot to cover. fairies, the fae, are a part of that, and they just want you to know that they're around you, because if you aren't aware, fairies or the fae can be spirit guides, part of your light team, and they want you to know that you have these kinds of beings around you. Beaming, I heard beaming light down on you. So you have dragon light entities, you have fairy, fae light spirits. Maybe some have mer people or mermaid, however you phrase it. Light entities surrounding and guiding and just penetrating your aura and soul with light. So they just want you to know that this is further confirmation that this mysticism and fantasy idea and idea of life that your soul is wanting to tap into, that you are guided by these beings of light, these magical and fantasy beings of light. You have these spirits around you encouraging you to tap into this magic. So if you want to start exploring this, they are encouraging it, very much supporting it, and sending light to you to hopefully clear anything else in your energy that may be preventing you from stepping into this, or maybe just making it, slowing it down or anything like that. So your light team just wants you to know that you have connections to the deepest parts of the universe and the galaxies, the cosmos, this earth, as well as the enchanted, mystical, fantasy beings on it. And you have the free will and capability to tap into connecting with these beings, connecting with these energies of light, and doing with that for the greatest good, whatever you will. And they encourage this, as long as you are working with the light and doing it for the greatest good of you, those around you, and the earth and universe itself, for the greatest good of all of those. So thank you very much, group number 2. This was your reading to kind of just deliver some messages from your light team and apparently your soul. Last messages, as we step into and kind of go through this portal, this lunar eclipse portal in May 2023, to just kind of send you through this portal into the next phase of your life, stepping into the new version of yourself and your new reality, with some messages of encouragement and positivity and inspiration. So if this did that for you, then feel free to like, subscribe, or comment. Join the soul family of Cosmic Connections. We're just a bunch of dreamers and lovers and spiritual beings that are kind of just looking to live out our soul purpose and dreams and live a happy and fulfilling life. So feel free to join the soul family, and you will see me in your next video. Goodbye, group number 2. Thank you. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading on any last minute messages from your light team that is coming through as we step through this May 2023 lunar eclipse portal into our desired reality, into the next new version of ourselves. This is just going to be open to your light team to deliver any guidance, any encouragement, inspiration, confirmation that they want to come through, anything last minute that maybe you're not aware of, or they want to just confirm for you as we step into this next phase of our life, this new version of ourselves. So we do have your card you chose, which is Water, Lake, and Star. And as always, tapping into your energy, your light team's energy before starting this reading. I always hear see or feel something specific as I tap into the energy of each card for each reading. And for yours, I felt like I was traveling through this card, like the sky of this, the cosmos and sky of this card. I felt like I was traveling through it very like slowly, and like I was like passing all of these like bright stars and constellations. And this, what I'm describing, sounds just like describing the card, but for group number 1 and 2, their visuals and everything that I felt and saw was so different from their card. So I know that this is just what was meant. It was very serene and calming and relaxing, and very like, felt very floaty in a good way, and beautiful, and just like traveling as if you're traveling through space, like floating in your own, and if you could just be in your body and survive and travel through space that way, just floating very peacefully. So that was just the beginning of that. I just like to describe the energy that I tap into in case it is prevalent to the reading at all. So I already got a few feelings on some cards I wanted to pull. I want to pull from the Mermaid deck, the Fairy deck, and the Moon deck that I have, and then we'll get into Tarot. Those are the 3 that I saw in my mind. We'll just start with the mermaids. I think I'm gonna just pull 1 from each, actually. I'd like to get a message from the mermaids because one of your key words on your card that you chose was water, and then also lake. Oh. Okay. The light went out as and I didn't touch it at all. So as I was describing water and lake, so water, lake is water, so we're just gonna say water, emotions, feelings, fluidity, I'm hearing alignment. So water is prevalent, especially because I'm trying to pull from the Mermaid deck, which resembles water. So I'm gonna go so far as to say you may be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I don't normally get into, which is weird because it's cosmic connections. I guess yet I don't usually list astro signs that may be relevant, but that came up. So let's see where this goes. Water is going to be very important, I think. Yes. Okay. I'm going to just pull them all real quick and then flip them. Okay, this is the Fairy deck that I have. Okay, I heard both. Yes, and then both. So I guess we're pulling both for that one. And I gotta try to shuffle kind of quiet because it's like almost 1 in the morning and I heard my son kind of wake up from that last shuffle. Okay, this deck, I don't fan out, I just cut it. Okay, I guess both of these are wanting to be pulled. Wasn't planning on pulling that many, but that's okay. Whatever's coming through is whatever's coming through. I guess I didn't really have that many plans for this reading as it is, so it's kind of exciting. Let's see. waiting. This card is don't be discouraged at all. It's actually kind of like means the opposite of waiting, but I will just explain that in a minute. We have stargazing. I actually usually get these cards together a lot. That's really weird. Or I used to. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Yeah, I'm definitely understanding why I was feeling like I was floating through the cosmos and the universe when I tapped into your energy. Even more now. Find a balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. And if you notice the light flickered again, the light did not flicker at all for group 1 or 2. Not once. So we're taking that as a very important thing being said when it flickers, because that didn't happen at all. So let me read this again, because I wanted to tell you that, and I kind of I just was thinking about the light. Find a balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. And I can understand why the light flickered during that. This almost like feels like a reading for me, like 4 to 6 months ago, to be honest. Like, I feel like I pulled all these cards together at one point. So I'm really understanding this, and I understand where I'm just understanding a lot of this. So we have first quarter moon in Capricorn, unleash your kindest self. And then we have first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Okay. Wow, okay, so you have probably the lightest, I just heard fruitful for whatever reason. I don't know why. Fruitful energy of the bunch so far. Number 2 was heavy, so you probably were not drawn to number 2. Yeah, you probably weren't drawn to number 2, but I don't want to go that far to say that you weren't, but your energy is light and playful and fun and uplifting, and at least what you're going into, if it isn't already. So let's just start with the waiting card. I love this card because at first it's like, it feels like you're being told to wait, but actually if you zoom in and look closer, there is a ship coming in for her, and it is the ship that she's been waiting on. So really this card means that the wait is over, and it means usually that like you're very close to your goal. And I'm not somebody that likes to give yes or no readings. Relationship, especially romantic relationship, well, I guess just romantic relationship readings, I don't like to do that, and I don't like to give time frames, but 4 to 6 months is like, I'm seeing 4-6. You could take that for 4 to 6 years too, because this can't be a specific reading because it is a collective reading. I don't ever like to give time frames, but I'm not gonna not say what is coming through. So I heard 4 to 6 months, and we're talking about the waiting card. So 4 to 6 months, 4 to 6 years, maybe 4 to 6 days, weeks, just 4 to 6. I'm saying 4-6. So I'm not somebody that likes to give time frames, but if that, vibes at all, or if makes any sense, then, or whatever, that's there. It's there. It's out there. They wanted me to say it. Your guides are, each group is so different because the messages are more exact and specific because it's not a topic-centered reading. So they're they're just more, your light team is more like lighthearted, I guess, or maybe your reading is more lighthearted. Your guides are just more specific, I guess, because they also wanted to mention the horoscope signs, the water signs, and I don't ever do that either. So this is just, I think, more specifically channeled. Through me from your guides, if that makes sense. But anyway, so not a long wait. Stargazing, this card, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focused. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So this could be taken literally, like, to look at the stars. Of course, that's always something that is activating, to receive downloads and intuition and wisdom and understanding. To just look at the stars, that activates those things within us. But then also this card always comes up when your guides, your light team, your inner being, the universe is seeking for you to be aware of the signs of the universe and what the things that are going on in your life, to take them as signs from the universe. So, for example, if you see ladybugs a lot, as an example, if you see ladybugs a lot, to look into the meaning of what ladybugs, they often represent luck. So if you are often stuck in traffic, for example, this is a kind of a weird example, but if you're stuck in traffic a lot, just more often than normal, or the normal person, the typical person, kind of apply that to your life. Like, what could that be telling you? Is that telling you to slow down in some aspect? Is it telling you to reevaluate your routine to get yourself to where you need to be in a timely manner, to reevaluate the way that you're going about things and the way that you're, time management? This is just a very specific and weird example, but if you're seeing a better and more perfect example would be like the songs that you hear on the radio, or like if you pick up a book and you turn to a page, like, what is that telling you? What are the songs that randomly come on the radio? What are they trying to tell you? Like, to not, basically, this card is saying, like, to lean into your intuition, to not really label things as coincidences, because you can believe, obviously, whatever you want, but I don't personally believe in coincidences. There's like the 0.01% time chance where it is a coincidence, something is a coincidence, I guess, but most times it is always the universe speaking to you through life events and circumstances and mundane day-to-day things that happen, like seeing birds. So, for example, a lot of times I will see, when I'm thinking about stepping into like the next role of my life and leaving my 9-to-5 and pursuing my creative talents and things that I love to do full-time as income. A lot of times if I'm thinking about something like that, and I'm out driving or walking in nature or whatever, I'll like see a bird flying in the sky, and that just kind of tells me that like it is a sign from the universe that I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right path. I'm flying solo. I'm kind of taking my own path. So it's like kind of like this card is always comes up when the universe is wanting you to just be more aware of, not only be aware, but like learn how to interpret what is going on in your world as signs from the universe. So I hope that all makes sense. So this find balance card, find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. This card is pretty plain and simple. A lot of times when we're waiting on something, when we are in the energy of waiting, we aren't in the energy of stargazing. And or I see this card as intuition, or discernment is another word that is often like an oracle card. So stargazing, intuition, discernment. This is kind of how I view this card. So often when we are in this energy of waiting for something and knowing it's not there, we're not in this in tune and in line with our inner being, our intuition. And so this card is just coming through because this is a very lighter energy. And I'm not saying like you've always had it easy, because this is a collective reading. I'm just saying where you're at now and or where you are just about to go, if you're not already in this lighter energy. Your light team is just coming through to just like further encourage you to always find that balance. Don't go too hard, whether that be with physical action or whether that be with mental action, the waiting game, to just find balance between all of the things, all of the aspects of your life and what you're trying to do. And the first quarter moon in Capricorn, unleash your kindest self. This is coming through to just ask you to further find balance, to be kind to yourself through finding balance, or to find balance or to find balance through being kind to yourself. Capricorns are often hard workers, and so this is asking you to really not step and tap into that energy of being a hard worker so much. Whoa, that was like really weird. This reading is doing the weirdest things compared to the other readings. They're pretty straightforward and nothing weird happened, but things coming through that I don't usually talk about, the light going in and out. Okay. I think this is just saying you have a very different energy. You have a very, I feel like you have a very, like I'm like getting the feeling of like pixie fairies that like run around and play tricks, like a very trickster energy, like in a good, fun, happy, like playful way. Maybe that's just why these funny things are happening. But anyway, the Capricorn energy is hardworking and stubborn sometimes, and stable though, and grounded. Earth energy, and so your light team is just wanting you to be kind to yourself through all of this process. Being kind to yourself is the easiest and fastest and best way to get to your manifestations as well as enjoy them. In the first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. So you're just being guided to continue this love, continue this unconditional self-love, this unconditional love to others, to the universe. Keep your heart open to the universe, to your intuition, to your discernment. Don't close yourself off to your intuition, because Capricorn can be kind of known for that, the Capricorn here. So in Libra, often it does relate to an open heart. So you are being asked to keep your heart and your intuition open and like in tune with each other. As you step through this portal, as you step into this next version of yourself, you're just being guided to you're in a very good place. It feels like your energy is high vibrating, it's light, it's playful, it's got that trickster energy, it's etheric. Over here, you're floating in the cosmos with the beautiful stars and like the sparkling stars, the beautiful planets. The only thing that really your team so far is wanting you to know is that things are you're not waiting much longer, right around the corner, something about 4 to 6 weeks, months, days, years. But to always use your intuition and always be aware of the signs that the universe is communicating to you. And when you do that, you find balance. Because then you are more in tune with what it is that your soul needs and what your guides are guiding you towards and advising you towards. So then you're able to find that balance easier. And so maybe using your discernment and following your intuition is going to help you find that balance between your work, rest, and play. And that's going to create harmony, give you so much more energy, and you'll be more productive. And they're also just coming in to say, to keep your heart open and be kind to yourself. Stepping through this portal, because this is a lot of energy, and I just feel like this energy is so light. It's not like I feel like I don't really need to tell you to be nice to yourself and to keep your heart open. It's just coming through, I guess. Just as a gentle reminder. This all feels like a very gentle nudge. It doesn't feel like a warning or a heavy guidance or anything. It feels like a gentle nudge and just a slight reminder, a friendly reminder from your light team. So I think I'm just going to end this with some, 2 or 3 tarot cards to just see what else it is they want you to know. Your reading is really light. It's not heavy at all. There's not anything super imperative that they are wanting you to know. They just want you to keep that vibration high, your energy high and light and playful. So I'm going to just pull a couple tarot cards and see what else they want to say. So what else they have to come through. Can happen now. Reason they want me to shuffle it again, even though this deck is so stiff and hard to shuffle and loud. Oh yes, that was why, I guess, so that I could pull that card. Yes, okay, and one more. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so we have 6 of Wands reversed, and I will decide if we're going to flip them or not. Strength reversed. And the Tower. Okay, flip them all. That's what I heard. Flip them all. Okay, I heard yes like 3 times, so flip them all. Okay, so 6 of Wands with the Strength card and the Tower reversed. Okay, so what I feel is coming through here with all of these tarot cards is it does complete the reading. The 6 of Wands is harmony and victory, success, recognition. Your light team is recognizing this period of waiting that you've gone through, and they're recognizing your attention to developing your own intuition and recognizing the signs of the universe. And they are confirming harmony and victory and happiness and joy. While and during and after you find your balance between all of the aspects of your life, between your work, rest, and play, between your mental, physical, emotional, psychological energies and bodies. As you become kinder to yourself, you show yourself more unconditional love and self-love. As you keep your heart open, you will find harmony and success and happiness and achievement. And just, so I kind of discussed this with group 1. I don't want to fully get into it, but I was talking about my kind of understanding, my recent understanding of divine timing, and it's kind of coming up for you a little bit because the Strength card isn't really coming in heavy, like as if you've, and I'm not saying you haven't, but just for the general reading, we're not discussing that you've gone through like heavy detrimental battles or occurrences or just really negative things that have happened in your life that I'm not really feeling that. Whether you have or haven't isn't really relevant right now. But with the Strength card, the strength is just coming through to say that you did have to be strong, and you had to persevere and figure out how to find this balance. And if you didn't already, this is what you're stepping into as you step through this eclipse portal. You're going to show a lot of strength in just dedicating to becoming kinder to yourself and to outwardly to others as well as you do that, because as you do that to yourself, you will show that outwardly to others. And it's just kind of like I heard waiting game, but not like in a negative way. It's just like your mental strength that's coming through the thing that you've been dealing with, or just finishing, or just going to be finishing. Is that it was like all of a mental lesson. It was all a mental strength that you were developing. Because I just don't feel like a lot of heavy energy, like you had to go through a bunch of stuff. Not saying you didn't, but it's just not coming up here. It's more like you just had to kind of persevere until you could, like, quote unquote train or rewire your brain to think differently, to speak differently to yourself, more positively, more kindly, so you could find that balance through using your intuition and your discernment, until you could keep your heart open. And that created a beautiful strength, not like a negative circumstances, strength that comes from negative circumstances. And so the Tower card is reversed because it's not like you're not having like a huge breakdown tower moment. It's just a mental transition, a clearing, a clarity of the mental mind, and what is serving you and what you can just leave behind. So really your guides are just kind of coming through as like I said, a gentle reminder and a friendly reminder, a gentle nudge to just keep your balance, stay in tune with your inner being, keep doing the things that you love that make you happy. Always look to your intuition and discernment. Always trust that first. Really, really, truly, with grace, find the balance between your work, rest, and play, as well as your mental, emotional, physical, psychological states. Always keep your heart open. You're going to have a lot of harmony and success and balance because of you keeping at this dedication to being happy and feeling good and creating a better life for yourself. And now I understand why I felt like the floaty, ethereal, cosmic energy of like floating through space, because I feel like that's just like your energy right now. You're pretty light. I heard crown chakra, so you may have a pretty open crown chakra. And you may just be kind of exploring and enjoying life right now, maybe waiting for some sort of specific manifestation or manifestations to come through, but it's all good. Like, your guides are just confirming it's coming soon. You've been following your intuition. You're going to continue to follow your intuition. Good things are coming. Success is coming. And now you have a skilled, valuable trait of of mental strength and agility to yourself, so you're not so rigid in your mental ways of being. And you're just breaking down any last bits that, and like releasing any thinking patterns or habits or ways of being that aren't really working for you anymore, that are just holding you back. And it's very light. Your energy is very light, very playful, very upbeat and happy and uplifting. So not like a whole lot of heavy advice. It's really just kind of like keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path, and just keep balance and keep to your intuition. Really, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. It's really light and lighthearted and upbeat for you, your advice from your light team. So if you enjoy this reading, you can like, subscribe, and or comment. I really appreciate hearing anything that anyone would like to share. I love reading the comments, and I really appreciate the encouragement and the support. If you are looking to join a soul family of like-minded souls that are dreamers and sensitive souls, and looking to live out their specific life path and what they came here to express and do and be in this world, then you can join the Cosmic Connections soul family by subscribing. And I will be here continuing these readings, so thank you for being here, and you will see me in the next one. Thank you, group number 3. Goodbye.